All right, this is the 2016 Algebra exam for NCEA 2, and this is question 2D, part 2. It says, solve the equation, blah, make that equal 0. It looks rather nasty, but in actual fact, we notice it's got sort of common elements, and one of those common elements is log base 8 of x in both cases. Now, what I can do here is I can actually substitute something for that. Most obvious thing would be something like a y. So let's say that y is equal to log base 8 of x. There it is. So now instead of having this equation, I'm going to restate the equation, but this time substituting a y in these places here. So we've now got, this implies that 6, and I'm going to put a y here, squared, plus 2 log, oh sorry, not not log, 2y, because log base 8 of x is y, minus 4 is 0. Now I'm noticing also we have something else in common here. We've got, these are all divisible by 2, so I'm just going to divide this by 2, divide this by 2, divide this by 2, and of course divide that by 2. If this wasn't an equation, by the way, and it was an expression instead, I couldn't just divide them by 2. I'd have to put a bracket outside with a 2 outside the bracket around the whole thing. But because we've got a 0, we can divide everything by 2. Works out very nicely, and we don't have to worry about restoring it. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. So it's going to be a 3y squared plus y minus 2 is 0. Now we can go ahead, it's just a quadratic equation, and I'm going to solve this. You can solve it by anything you like. I'm just going to use division, as it's probably the quickest way. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Factors of negative 6, so I've got 6, 1, and 6, and 2, and 3. Let's have a look. I'm going to write out a couple of brackets, pairs of brackets, so 3y in each one. Signs are different. The biggest of the two is going to be positive. So this is a coefficient really here is a 1. So which of these two can add or subtract together to give a 1? Well, 2 minus 3 or 3 minus 2 is going to give a 1 of some sort. So the signs are different. Here they are. The biggest of the two numbers here, though, is going to be positive because there's a positive here. Which of the two here is biggest? Well, 3 is biggest, so it must go next to the positive. Here is the positive, and I put the 2 next to the other one. All right, so let's, we can divide that by 3, so we have to do that. So that implies that that is true. 3 goes into 3y, y plus 1 times, and 3y minus 2 is 0. Okay, let's see if we can solve now for y. So therefore we can say either y is equal to negative 1, or we've got 3y minus 2 is equal to 0. Let's just solve this quickly. So that means that y is equal to a 2 on 3. So we've got our solution is y is an element of negative 1 comma 2/3. However, we don't want y, we want x. And we know that the log base 8 of x is equal to those things. So now we can go ahead and solve that, yeah? So we know that, and I'll just write it over here. So we've got log base 8 of x is equal to negative 1. Or we've got log, I'll put or here, log base 8 of x is equal to 2/3. So I'm going to change those into index form and find out what we've got. So this implies that 8 to the power of negative 1 is equal to x, or 8 to the power of 2/3 is equal to x. Therefore, either x is equal to 1 over 8, which of course is 8 to the negative 1, or x is equal to, and this is going to be a 4. So third root of 8 is 2, and 2 to the power of 2 is 4. And they are my two solutions.